This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
Ryder wanted to take the day off to take his daughter to school because he never gets the opportunity to do so with our hours. He'll have Charlie on weeknights, but she'll have to go back to her mom's around like 7:38 just because he can't wake up with her in the morning. So it's really cute that he wants to take some mornings off to bring her to school. But it's so funny because he's so out of his comfort zone with it. Whereas with other parents, it just comes so natural to them, you know, making sure that the backpack is packed up and lunch is ready and they have their laptop. Make sure you got your mitts and your snow pants and proper socks. It just seems so overwhelming. And watching him last night trying to pack Charlie's lunch, it was so funny. He's like, do you have a microwave at school? She's like, no. He's like, how does the thermos work? What am I doing here? And she's like breaking it down for him, how her mom does it and prepares the meals the night before, that morning. And I'm just reading, he was tweeting about it and somebody responded, bro, there's no school tomorrow. Can you imagine? I'm pretty sure Charlie does have school, but a lot of kids don't. And it would just be so funny if he brought her to school and there was no school today. Just reading through the comments underneath Ryder's tweet about packing a well-balanced lunch for his kids, for kids on the regular. He said he's been in the kitchen for 45 minutes working on it. And all the replies are so funny. This woman, Allison, said, anytime our dad packed lunches, we knew it was going to be beef jerky, dill pickle chips, and chocolate. I'm thinking back now, my dad, whenever my mom was out of town, all he cooked for us was cheese whiz on bread or macaroni and cheese. It always was cheese based. And I feel like that's why I do so well with cheese now as an adult. And people get really jealous because they get clogged up. They have tummy issues after they eat anything that has a lot of cheese. I'm good. Like my dad conditioned me to be able to like work in a cheese factory. I could be a cheese tester. No problem. Thanks, Dad. Speaking of Ryder, I wanted to give a shout out to a podcast that he was featured on. I know it's weird. I'm giving love to another podcast, but why not? He took the day off today, so majority of our show is best of clips. I went on air a couple times here and there, and then I was live on my own from 9 to noon today, but those are just really short breaks, so it would sound silly in a podcast. It would be dumb. So he was on a podcast called Single Parent Podcast, and it's hosted by two women, two single working moms both of them named Christina. And his episode is about an hour long. And it was one of the most captivating podcasts I've listened to in a while. Not only because Ryder is so well worded and so brilliant, but these two women that host the podcast are probably two of the most likable women that I've heard hosting a podcast before. They're so natural. And what I like about it, if you're a single parent, is they genuinely want advice because they're going through it too. So the questions that they ask Ryder are genuine and they're really good questions. And I honestly think Ryder needs to write a book or start touring because he is just so intelligent when it comes to this stuff and well-rounded, and there's a calming presence to him. His brother does leadership development, so I think he kind of gets it from his brother. So yeah, go check that out. Again, it's called Single Parent Podcast, and he's the latest episode. I can't help but feel a little bit embarrassed whenever I see celebrities having beef with each other on the internet. Kanye West starting a fight with Billie Eilish. It's like he's running out of people to fight with. Oh, it's Billie this week. This is who I'm going to get in an argument with. So he's saying he's not going to perform at Coachella unless she apologizes for dissing Travis Scott, when I don't even think she said his name on stage when she was helping out a fan who needed an inhaler. But I'm sure she hinted at it, that if you see somebody in distress, you should probably stop your show. I don't know. Kanye is so annoying right now. And it's so funny because he's Ryder's favorite artist. And he just keeps doing things that are making Ryder go, I don't know. I don't know if I can be the biggest fan anymore. It makes it hard, especially when you love an artist's music and then they start doing crappy things and you're like, really? Like even think of, what's his name from House of Cards? Kevin. See, I already forget his name because we had to cancel him because he sucked. And I loved him as an actor. Couldn't watch House of Cards after he was being an idiot. Loved Chris Brown's music. Loved it. So catchy. Will never listen to it ever again. Jamie Lynn Spears, aka Britney Spears' little sister, says that she has a podcast in the early stages of development. She plans to discuss everything from her career and childhood with Britney Spears and hopes for the podcast to be an open discussion where guests can speak freely. Yeah, right. All you're going to do is talk about yourself. I don't want to give Jamie Lynn Spears any credit except for one thing. I was a bit too old for her show, Zoe 101, but I heard the theme song once. And I'm not going to lie, it's straight fire.
Ooh, I know you see me standing here. Do I look good, my dear? Do I look good today? Ooh, I'm just another kind of girl. And you wanna see my world. So come and run away, yeah, yeah. If you wanna play, come and play today. Let's just get away, yeah.
But other than that song, which she didn't even write, she sucks. That's all I will say. Just read the coolest story out of Illinois. There is an 80-year-old woman named Denise who would always send her daily Wordle score to her daughter, and it didn't show up one day. And that's how her daughter knew that something wasn't right. Turns out some naked, crazy dude came into her home and was threatening her, and she thought for sure she was going to die. But her daughter saved her life by finding out what happened and calling the cops. How wild is that? Wordle, saving lives. What are you doing here?
Okay. Bringing you a coffee is what I'm doing
I know,
here.
but I feel like you are jealous or something. Like you took the day off, but yet you still have to come in here and like poke your head in and see what's going on, how things are going. Like,
You
I've got this.
You asked me to bring you a coffee, and I was in the neighborhood.
Were you? Or were you 20 minutes away?
I actually have other work to do here. at
Oh,
the
yeah,
station.
that's true. How was dropping Charlie off?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how much I miss out on in the mornings because I'm always at work. So, yeah, I get to take her to school a couple times a year. I'll usually take off like maybe the first day of school or the last day of school. This, I just had some vacation days to burn. So, it was good. I mean, we have great chats in the morning.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, there's a vibe of eagerness for her to just like, own the day. And
So
it's just,
it's almost like she's showing you like what she does to get ready for school.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
she's kind of like, watch this. This is when I pack my bag.
yeah.
And then I do this.
Yeah, it was awesome. What wasn't awesome was packing her lunch last night, though. I like to cook, but packing a lunch is a whole different beast. You're talking like 4 different courses that have to come together.
Well, there's snack time,
Right.
which happens around like 10:30 or something, and then they have their lunch break. And yeah, you kind of have to have all of the main food groups. But there's no microwave at her school.
No, so I cooked rice last night to go with the leftover steak, cut it up into bites, but then I put it together and I'm like, now it's warm again. So it warm and cooled like 3 times. I'm like, this is terrible for bacteria.
Yeah.
And then she told me her mom usually heats up her food and then puts it in the thermos so that it's still warm at lunch, which kind of grossed me out.
Yeah, ew.
But I think that's normal. Anyway, I didn't do that. I was like, no, you're eating it cold because I didn't want to mess with heating it up and cooling it down again.
Why did they get rid of the microwave? Hello? You can come in. I don't know why they even got rid of the microwave in the school. It's because teachers were complaining about like stinky lunches.
I think kids are probably like putting crayons in it, and that's
I
it.
don't think so.
Well,
too.
Oh, that's what I was doing. Seeing how long it would take to blow something up in there. Did you ever have the Chef Boyardee single servings where you had to like peel back the tin foil off the top and then re-put the plastic on?
No.
They were so good. Beefaroni, ravioli.
Honestly, all of my lunches growing up was just a Kaiser bun with like one little slice of meat, like lunch meat. That's it. That's all I had because I was in control of packing my own lunch.
Oh, okay.
My parents never did it for me. So I did that. And then I had the same apple in the lunch kit for like a month at a time until it got rotting and disgusting.
You said that your school had pretty epic lunches, though, come like junior high school, didn't they?
Yeah. The burgers at St. Albert High, our principal would stand on the front lawn of the school and he would like hand them out to us for free. And they were just soaked in barbecue sauce. They were the best burgers ever. And I
Really?
haven't had one like that since. It didn't need anything. You would just eat it soaked in barbecue sauce on a bun, and it was next level good.
Sounds terrific.
You know what it reminded me of? The McRib.
Oh.
It had McRib vibes to it.
Okay, I'm drooling.
I know.
Anyway, I'm not working today, so I'm going to leave and go get a burger.
Can you get me one?
No.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.